another thing that's a pretty common question that we like to ask in advance or at the beginning of the presentation is for each of you to share a little bit more about your academic experience at UPenn. How has that been thus far? And was that affected at all by the shift to remote learning in the wake of COVID-19?
My academic experience has been very enlightening, I'd say, because, oh, wait a second. Sorry. But yeah, ever since I landed on Penn, stepped on campus, my goal was just to do me. I wasn't trying to beat anybody, wasn't trying to outshine anybody. I just wanted to do my best. And so that has worked out very well in that I've exceeded any of my expectations. But the change to online learning has been a little rough because, you know, you're just doing a 180 in everything that's happened. So, you know, you're going to class, you have this routine, and then all of a sudden it's disrupted. And I mean, with any high achieving student, if you're a type A student especially, it's not going to sit well with you. You have a routine and now it's broken. So it took a second, at least for me, to get used to everything that happened and to adjust to being at home, because as you can see, there's like everybody's around doing something. I have a full house going on. So it's like, how can I study? I used to study in a quiet area, and now there's noises all around me. I'm taking tests and there's people shouting. So the first couple of weeks, it was a struggle, but I finally readjusted. I spoke to my teachers, told them like, hey, this is, everybody's going through something. But took me a second and I was able to rebound finally for finals. So I had that month of adjusting to everything that happened, but it was a learning experience to say the least. And I'm happy that I actually took the time to talk to my professors about my situation and told them like, hey, you know, like work with me here. So it's been rough, but I've learned some skills. Yeah, learned how to adapt better. So that's me.
As far as my academic experience at Penn, it was a bit challenging in the beginning, especially since, you know, I moved into a completely different country, a whole other continent, and it takes a little bit of time to readjust to a different culture, a different language. So it did take a toll on my first semester GPA, but thankfully the second semester I, you know, jumped back at it and learned how to accommodate. And, you know, this semester is sort of like the same experience. You have to readjust to online learning, and it's completely different. It's just like Ashley said, it's a complete 180. But it is nice to watch your lectures from bed, so I enjoy that. But it you know, I think it takes time, but you know, you just got to do what you have to do. And I contacted my professors too, so it was really helpful.
I guess it's on to me next. I'm a nursing student, so especially as a junior, we've already incorporated clinicals and labs, which are important to have in person. And I was actually in my peace rotation. My peace rotation is supposed to start right after spring break, and spring break was when the whole COVID situation happened. So before then, with like my other clinical rotations, it would have been at CHOP. I would have had labs, just learning different skills, so very much hands-on, and be able to understand the role as a nurse, and be able to like experience it with actual patients and things like that. So once COVID happened and switching to online learning, it was impossible to do any of that. So our clinicals were pushed back into the fall semester. Hopefully, you know, we do have a in-person fall semester, and we had our labs online. And going from labs in person where we actually learned skills to just watching a video of people doing things wasn't the same. It was very much passive. I don't think the learning experience was as enriching as it should have been due to the situation. We also lost an extra week of classes. So like with the nursing program, especially junior year, our rotations are more than like the credits are more than what people typically take. So typical class is like 1 credit, but we take 1.5 credits for half a semester. So that's kind of like a double workload in a sense. So for us to have a whole semester's workload in half a semester and then to lose another week was a lot. So we actually still had to learn all the information.